Morning everyone. Just whilst I've actually got the slide up, I will just say very soon I'll be doing a 1 mile swim in Lake Windermere. If you haven't donated, please consider donating. If you don't want to donate, please consider sharing. It does help the cause. It's a very good cause to actually do it for. The link is at the bottom of the page. Right, so welcome to the 114th canned workouts on Freakout Friday. Right, dancing for your life, more like dancing and hoping my migraine doesn't come back. Right, so good morning everyone. I hope everyone's all right. It's actually I'm going to open the door actually because it's very close. As I'm recording this, it's wet, it's close, it's hot, so yes, so keep hydrated everyone. Right, so quickly on the topic, it's how old do you feel? What I would like to do, I'd like to just read you an excerpt out of a book I've just been reading called Grape by Ollie Ollerton. It's, Battle Ready, not Breakpoint's his first book. So, we're as young as we think we are. Sorry about my stilted reading, I am dyslexic so it's difficult. So, journalist Anil Athaswamy reports a fascinating research that shows how important your mindset is into influencing your aging process. In 1979, Ellen Langer, now a Harvard University psychology professor, invited two groups of elderly men to visit a New Hampshire monastery. One group lived inside a time capsule. Everything about their week-long retreat was dialed back to reflect 1959. The other group was told to reminisce, but given no specific instructions or stimulation for any era. The control group showed no physical or biological differences, so that's the one who lived in the present. The men who told to live like they did 20 years ago at the point of actually doing this, however, looked younger in all the after pictures. That's not all. When Langer studied the men after a week of such sensory and mindful immersion of the past, she found that their memory, vision, hearing and even physical strength had improved. Langer never published her results. She didn't have the funding to properly control the second group and didn't want to release her data until in a second-rate journal. But the experience never left her mind. Years after, she conducted a study on patients with type 2 diabetes. 46 subjects played computer games for an hour and a half. They had to switch games every 15 minutes. One group had a properly working clock, the other one had the time measured slowly, while the last group had a clock that was sped up. Langer wanted to know if their blood sugar levels would follow a real or perceived time. Incredibly, perceived time won out. How each subject thought about time influenced the metabolic process inside their bodies. Wow, now that's brilliant. The lady at the beginning, Amel, writes that people between the ages of 40 and 80 tend to feel younger than their chronological age, while those in their 20s feel older. This makes sense, as Robert Sapolsky points out in Behave, one of his books. After the age of 30, our metabolic rate slows down, which skews our perception of time. Time actually feels different. What's amazing about the research above is that we have a conscious decision of how we feel about what we feel in the time it develops. So, you can feel younger. You just do things younger. Just basically feel younger. Just think younger, and you will be younger. It just shows that your metabolic rate actually does work with mental faculties. So if you think you're ill, you tend to feel ill. If you feel old, you tend to feel old. And I think that's it really. That's all I have to talk about. So basically just you are as old as you feel. Right, I hope everyone's having a good time. Right, so today we're just going to have a bottle and dumbbells. Let's hope we have some fun here. So I think we'll go into the warm-up now. And we're going to do some stepping on the spot. Nice and easy. Let's get warmed up. So thank you very much all for bearing with me on Wednesday. I know some people couldn't get onto the actual video. I'm not sure about that. I looked into it and I couldn't find anything askew. So I'm really sorry about that. I hope you can actually use another one instead. It was a difficult one. Right, higher knees. Wow, this low pressure is really pushing down on my chest. I can feel it. So anyone with which gets dizzy, just sit down please, because you might feel that you've got low blood pressure at the moment due to the prevailing weather. Right, let's go wider. Get those arms moving as well. Let's go with the music. Excellent, good. That's it. Reach out. Reach out the other side. Reach out one side. Reach out the other side. 1, 2. 1, 2. Out, 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 out. Good. Back. Smart on the spot. Let's do some reach overs. Twist that back foot out. Brilliant. Let's do some hip pullers. Have a bit of boogie with it as well. Just going round in a big circle. That's what we're doing. Try and keep those shoulders as still as possible. And switch directions. I'm having a little boogie at the same time. Alright, let's touch alternate knees. Try and come up each time. Brilliant. How's everyone doing? Watch on the spot again. Nice day for it though, I must admit. Blow the cobwebs out. I just need a drink. Sorry about the mess. I'm trying to get my first aid kit all up and running again. Trouble is when you buy stuff, you only buy it in big boxes. Right, first exercise. I'm marking the 30 seconds. Right, the first exercise we're going to do wide, narrow, narrow. So we'll know it's going to be in a squat position. So shoulders, feet shoulder width apart. Hips back, knees over your toes and behind it. What we're going to do is we're going to go wide, narrow, narrow. The further closer together you get, the better it's going to be, the more it's going to work those muscles. So it's wide, narrow, narrow. Trying to keep down as far as you possibly can. It's harder to do it really far down because you're really going to work hard. So let's get going. Wide, narrow, narrow. Do it at your own rate. I'm going to do it. Try and turn around whilst doing it at the same time. It's really hard. So I'm just showing you that my hips are back. At the moment I've got about a 45-degree angle. You can go lower, but it's a lot harder, especially to actually keep your legs in line with your toes.
Change exercise.
It still works. Right, Charleston Step. So it's step, kick, step back, lunge. Step, kick, step back, lunge. Step, kick, step back, lunge. And then you swap over to the other side. So it's step, kick, step back, lunge. Let's go. Step, kick, step back, lunge. Don't go down too far. Just trying to get that heart rate nice and high. Keep moving. Keep those arms as well. Pull those arms. And change legs. So it's step, kick, step back. When this is where it gets confusing. That's it. 3 seconds to go.
2, 1.
Right. We're going to do another lunging one. We're going to do runner's lunge to knee rise. So we're going to go into a lunge. Hands down on the floor if you can. If not, put your hands on your knee or hands on the side to actually help you. And we're going to come up, back. So high knee, back, down, high knee, back.
1. Exercise 3.
Up. Try and do it nice and easy. Try not to put too much pressure on your back by doing it too violently. We will be doing more of these afterwards, so we really are working the glutes today. And change over. That's it, good. Try and get down to that ground. Try and get the knee down. If you can't get down to your knee, that's fine. You can even help yourself push up slightly, but that actually takes a bit of pressure off the knees. Right. Hip kick shuffles. So what we're going to do is going to kick our hip out sideways. So step, kick, slide. Step, kick, slide. We're going to do 2 or 3.
3, 2.
Just going to kick out. So we're going to get the obliques. Up, and up, and up, up, and up. You'll find one way easier than the other. I find that way harder. Yeah, I'm left-handed. So it's just gonna, it's like a rounding of the hips as you go up to one side. So you're just going out like a, almost like a hula girl. Hula hula. There we go. I'm just doing 3. You can do 2. You can even do 1. One's harder, I find.
Change exercise.
Brilliant. Raise the arms, knee ups. Right. So we're going to get our dumbbells, arms out to the side. We're going to raise our knees. Like on the picture, on the front of the
3, 2, 1.
the front of the Freakout. Let's go. Nice and easy. Really try and work those shoulders and those glutes and the hips. Gosh, it's so warm and so close. I think it's about 75% humidity at the moment, which is quite high. Try and keep those weights out. If you have problems, bring them in for a second, let them out again. And 3, 2, 1. Brilliant, right. Side step grapevine. So what we're going to do is just going to dumbbells up and down, don't smack yourself in the chin. Just go from one side to the other. You have a little bit of a bob, slightly wider than shoulder widths apart, knees slightly bent, so you get that nice bob. So I'm doing the grapevine.
3, 2.
Right, so keep those elbows down
6.
and to the side. Try not to bring them up, otherwise you will smack yourself in the face. You can even put them into round circles if you want. Go backwards, go forwards. Nice grapevine. That's it. Bit of get into the beat. That's it. Have a bit of fun with this. That's the main thing.
2, 1. Change exercise.
Excellent, right, I can't remember what I was doing there. Oh, lunge and reach. Something a lot of people, my classes hate. So what we're going to do is you can have a lunge forward, or lunge backwards, or reverse lunge. So I'm going to do forward lunge at the moment, so lunge forward, and you reach down, dumbbells to your toes. Back, swap.
Exercise 7.
People who don't want to do it, it's not exactly high impact because you're not really throwing yourself forward. you're actually just bending over and trying to touch your chest to your knee. So we really are working those glutes. Sorry, weekend's going to be a little bit painful on your old derrieres. Try and avoid rounded backs like I just did then. I'm going to do it again. Try and avoid that. Try and look up a little bit. If you look up towards, let's say, the skirting board,
3.
mine's about 8 feet in front of me.
Change exercise.
Brilliant. You keep your back more straight. Alright, I've actually swapped those around, so we're going to swap those around permanently, I think, now. Pump out and up. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent. Dumbbells up, we're going to go out, out, up, up, out, out, up, up. That's it. Get it going. Get a little rhythm. A little bit of a boogie time, come on. When the music changes, I'll have to change the beat. Right, so out, up. Trying to figure out what the beat is for this one. Tick, 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 tick. There we go. I've got it just as we finish. Excellent. Right. Alternate dumbbell toe touches. So we're going to go slightly wider than normal, with feet facing slightly outwards, knees following them. What we're going to do is we're going to keep upright between each movement. We're going to go down, try and touch our toes.
1.
Up.
Exercise 9.
Make sure you always come up after each movement. You don't have to lock your legs out. You can have a little bend in your legs. Just don't go down like that where you actually bend and reel a real lot. Right, good. Six seconds.
3.
Try and make sure I always pause at the top, just to make sure I'm not dizzy. Right, so dumbbells now. This is plank leg lifts, so I'm going to show you first the regression first. So the regression is close the fridge because some girls left it open after getting some milk out. Go back, you're going to lift one leg up, then the other leg.
3.
One leg, the other. The others, we're going to get down to the plank position and do the same. So high plank, so we don't need a mat, we're just going to lift up. Try not to round your back too much. Try and keep those legs straight, just try and work the glutes. Try not to kink your bottom up as well. Keep your tummy nice and tight. If you have problems with this with your wrist, you can always have a step underneath you.
3.
Put your hands on the step and it actually levels out your wrist slightly. Right, water break time. Whoa, really warm. You can see I had ulterior motive to write this one. Yeah, get your bum working. Ooh. It is warm. Keep forgetting sweatbands. They've got uses. I feel sorry for people with lots of hair, because today it's going to get hot. So how did everyone do? All right? Hope so. Get a bit of boogie going. I'm going to boogie whilst I'm waiting for it to start again. So we'll start on wide, wide, narrow, narrow in just over 30 seconds. Now 30 seconds. Keep moving. Don't let the blood settle. Don't let your bodily heat, all the snowy fluid you pumped up into your limbs dissipate. Keep moving. Right, we'll start with wide, wide, narrow, narrow now. So get down, hips back.
3, 2.
Feet shoulder width apart, back.
Exercise
And
1.
let's go out, out, narrow, narrow. So it's wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. That's it. Like a little walk. Almost like if you had your bottom tethered to the back of your ankles. You can't get up. If you want to laugh, it's almost like being in the lavatory and having to close the door, or at least go and get some toilet paper from the other side of the room. Okay, that might be a bit too much.
3, 2.
I never hold back, you know me.
Change exercise.
Excellent, right. Charleston Step. Excellent, okay. Right, so Charleston Step. So remember, it's step,
3,
kick, step back,
2,
lunge.
1. Exercise 2.
Step, kick, step back, lunge. Step, kick, step back, lunge. Always look forward. Nice low impact this, but it makes you feel very dynamic. Stepping up on a box to do this is great, especially if you step on the box and then kick and back off. It really works your thigh a little bit more. Oh, we didn't change round. So what we'll do is we'll do the other side
3.
next time. Sorry, I got really into it then.
Change
So remember which
exercise.
side you did it on. So which side did you step first? I stepped first on my pink. Okay. Runner's lunge to knee rise. Remember, get down to a nice lunge. If you get down to the floor, if you can't,
3,
get onto your knee,
1. Exercise
and up,
3.
knee up and down. So it's a good balancer as well. It is difficult. So just try your best. So if all you can do is do that, that's fine. That's all you can do at that point. You will get better. And let's change over. Oops. It's challenging a little bit, isn't it? My old glutes.
3,
3,
2,
2, whoops.
1. Change exercise.
Looked at the camera, fell over. Right. Hip kick shuttles. So remember, it's step, hip kick, slide. Step, hip kick, slide.
Exercise 4.
Just one fluid motion. Get that hula skirt out. I know mine's around here somewhere. Get a little bit of a twist. You can even use your hands to emulate what you're doing. This helps you think about getting your hips nicely rounding up. Not exactly the most masculine thing to do, but it really does work your
3.
obliques quite nicely.
Change exercise.
Well, a lot of people don't work is with obliques. Right, arm raised knee ups. Get your dumbbells out. It's correct, isn't it? Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Let's
Exercise
get those
1.
knees up. So up to shoulder height, your dumbbells. If you're not doing it with any weights, that's fine. This is just a balance one as well. And we're slowly stretching the glutes after the exercises beforehand. Not really working them, we're working more of the hip, the front part. And we got 15 seconds. Five, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant.
Change
Right.
exercise.
We have lunge and reach. So again, for those people who want to do reverse lunge, you can go reverse lunge and down and up, almost like a bow.
3, 3,
we want to get those dumbbells as far down to the
exercise 6,
leg as possible. I'm going to go forward because it does activate more muscles, and it's actually more in akin to stepping forward or stepping up. Because a lot of people, especially with knee problems, have that problem with stepping upwards. I like to land on my heel, roll to my toe, and I find that keeps my knee behind my toes, and I don't have as much problem with my osteoarthritis in my knee.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Excellent, good, right. Next one. Side to side grapevine. Music stopped. Music goes. Music go exercises.
2, 1.
Let's go.
Exercise 7.
So from one side, the other. You can twist your hips, you can twist your waist, it doesn't matter. Just getting those biceps working. Get a little bit of boogie. That's why I like dancing at discos, because it's basically just like one huge exercise class. And you can have fun at the same time. 10 seconds left. Plus just walk past.
2,
Gosh,
1.
they've actually got water pumps on. That means something. Right, pump out and up. So 1 out, 2 out, 1 up, other up. Okay, and then repeat. Try and keep your back nice and straight at the same time. Try not to lean back, especially when you're punching upwards. And try not to lean forward as you punch outwards. So I'm going to go sideways. So I'm keeping my tummy nice and tight. Bit of a slow beat, but doesn't matter. 15 seconds. At least then you can think about your posture a lot more. 10 seconds.
3, 2,
Can I do it?
change
Yes!
exercise.
Brilliant, right. Dumbbell alternate toe touches. So at the moment in time, because it's quite warm, you might want to wipe your hands. Mine are getting a little bit sweaty.
3, 2, 1.
If you can't touch your toes, try and go down for your shin, or if you really can't, go down to your knees. Again, it's all about what you can do, not what the person in the other room with the computer at the moment is doing. So I'm showing you what you should be, or hopefully aiming for. If you notice, I'm actually putting my finger down. So when I go down to my toes, I'm not smacking it with my dumbbells, I'm actually touching it with my toes, and that's telling me to stop. It's also reducing the momentum, so I'm not like a clock.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
It's momentum which actually ends up doing more injuries than anything else in exercise. Right, plank and leg raises. Right, which one of these did you do? Did you do the regressed one? Or did you do the upright one?
2.
You can use a chair as well if you want.
Exercise 10.
Let's pick up. It's not exactly a huge movement, it's just lifting one foot up. Now if you wanted it, you could do it wider to narrow. That does work the thighs and the obliques a little bit more. It also means that your stomach has to stay a lot tighter because you've got to shift your weight on your core, shift your core strength as well to actually accommodate for it. So that's actually a progression.
3,
So I'm gonna do a mid-ground.
1.
There we go. Water break. Right, I'm gonna go get a cloth to wipe my head. Hope I don't drop it on the floor. And almost. Right, water break time. It's time like this when you actually go and turn off your radiators and then the rain gets cold. So yeah, new first aid kit. Look into that. Loads of stuff. I thought I was only getting a few ice packs. Loads of them. Could do with them at the moment, but one on outside of my ears. Right, so we're going to get ready for wide, wide, narrow, narrow. So what do you think about the topic today, about basically you are as old as you feel? I must admit it does work for me. Like just dancing around like this makes me feel a lot younger.
3.
Don't
2,
feel 47 on Sunday.
Exercise 1.
Right, so wide, wide, narrow, narrow. I had a good compliment the other day when I mentioned my age. I got told I didn't look that old. My skin was really nice, that's really good. So again, maybe that's just me feeling young, feeling like I'm 19. Even when I feel a bit decrepit, I try and think of young things
Change exercise.
to do, like basically just dance around, sing, be a bit silly. Right, Charleston Step. That's why I like making up some of these exercises. Because they are a bit silly. Charleston Step, just kicking out, back. Just imagine if we're all doing it in one line.
2.
Right, so remember, start with the leg you didn't start with last time. So I started with my pink, I'm going to start with my green step. Out, back, lunge. We're going to do that all the way through, unless you changed. If you changed, you're a better person than I am. No cuts, no edits in this game. Not for me. Warts and all, mistakes and boomerisms.
3.
2, 1. Excellent, good. Runners lunge to knee rise. Remember, it's lunging down, hands on the floor. Try and get that elbow, that shoulder to the same knee. Don't try and go for the middle of the chest because you actually do get a little bit of a twist. So I'm going to go from green elbow to green knee, knee up, down. I'm just using my hands just to almost, it feels as though I'm trying to push myself off the ground, but I'm not. Let's swap sides. Oops. I'm not going to look at the camera because I'm a bit wobbly at the moment.
Three, two, one. Change exercise.
Brilliant, right. Hip kick shuttles. Do, do, do. You ready? Remember, so it's step, kick, slide, step, kick, slide.
Exercise 4.
And the opposite way. Try and get it in one nice motion. That hip comes out and up. Try not to go backwards. Well, your hips go backwards anyway, because otherwise your back's taking over, you put extra pressure on your back. What I think we'll do a stretch, but we'll need a chair for the stretch at the end to really stretch those glutes, because you can probably feel it afterwards.
Change exercise.
Right. Arm raised knee ups. I'm having trouble reading my own writing now. Shouldn't have written it in a hurry. Should have done it on the computer.
3,
Arms out. I'm
Exercise
turning my
1.
slightly sideways because my tennis elbow's just playing up now. Twenty seconds. Feels like torture holding things up for a long time, doesn't it? I've been in the army. 3.
3, 2, 1.
Brilliant.
Change exercise.
Right. Lunge and reach. At least that's the last time I do this. For this lesson anyway. Remember, it's lunge out or lunge back. Down. Again, it's same shoulder, same knee. Go down, try and take. You don't have to go down that far actually, because as soon as you actually get your dumbbells down to your knee, down to your foot, that's fine. And then we're swapping. I did say I was going to change them round permanently, didn't I? Sorry. I was trying to remember which ones I swapped round for the chapters.
Change exercise.
Brilliant. Right, you're doing really well. Well, I am anyway. I know you are. Side to side grapevine. I'm going to get going already. You just join in when you want.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 7.
Do 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 do. 20 seconds left. Oh, message. Excellent. Someone feels still in the 40s, which is great. Because they're only 23.
Change exercise.
Strange, isn't it? Isn't it? That basically, the older you get, you just minus 20 off your years, and you still feel like a young whippersnapper. It's brilliant. Right. I love that.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Oh, it's pump out and up. Sorry. Pump out, pump up. Get a little bit of a boogie with it as well. I like that. It's gonna make me go over there. 10 seconds. Water exercise left.
Change exercise.
Right, so we got alternate toe touchers. You can do it without weights this time if you want, or you can do it with weights. It's distinctly up to you.
Three, 2, 1. Exercise.
And let's go. Try and get that back nice and straight. So stick your hips backward when you do it. I find that a lot easier. Sticking your hips back. It tries to keep your spine on more of what's called a neutral spine. Especially if you're looking forward, because you're not awfully rounding. And if you notice, one of my dumbbells goes backwards. That's to stop me from just going round my spine as I actually go towards one foot. Especially rounding your shoulders.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Excellent, right. Woo. I'm dripping today. Last exercise, plank leg raise. I'm going to go again with wide ones. I found those more beneficial.
2, 1. Exercise 10.
Now if you were really wanting a hard one, you just do alternate hand, alternate legs. Just lifting it up. That's harder if you've got a step, because you've got to reassociate your hand to a safe point so you don't slip off and end up face planting your step. And your bottom will rise up ever so slightly. But this really does work what's called your kinetic chain, which is diagonal from your body from one hand to one foot. So pink hand, green hand, pink foot.
3, 2, 1. Cool down.
Oh, cool down. Right. I think we'll just walk in the spot. Cool down a little bit. I need to. Oh. Looking at the barometer, still at 75%. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to stretch first. Stretch our glutes. So if you want to get your chair, go and get your chair. If you've got a step, use a step. If you don't want to, just try and emulate it the best as possibly you can. So I tend to stand about 2.5 feet, as in my feet, so it's about 6 foot really. Got big feet. In front of it, and I stand on it, stand in the chair, and I look forward, my hand on the thigh, push all the way forward, trying to get that leg still straight and pushing down so my bottom almost rests on my heel. And I'm just pushing it in. You should feel a right nice pull, especially just in the slight inside underneath your bottom. This is great. So if you clench your bottom as well, it does actually posteriorly tilt your hips just a tiny amount because you can't really do that much. It's also really stretching the hip on that side. It's a little bit like the lunge, the hip stretch which we do on the floor, but this is more activating of the thigh and the glutes. Let's swap legs. Doesn't matter if your knee goes over your toe for this, because you're actually trying to push. It's almost like you're pushing down, and all the weight actually goes through your heel. So it's really actually transferring through your bottom, through your heel. So even that, lifting your back leg up, you shouldn't feel anything in your knee. If you do, you need to see a doctor about it. 3, 2, 1. Excellent, good. Right, so we've actually stretched your glutes and your hips at the same time. So if you get painful bottom over the weekend, do that stretch for 10-15 seconds and you'll find that it actually will relieve some of the pressure. Not really much else we can actually do today, really, apart from let's do a thigh stretch. So heel into your bottom, not to the side, clench your bottom, up forward and bring that knee backwards. Try not to twist your foot out as well, so it's basically going in line with each other. Let's swap over. Here you go, doing it balancing now. Now, this is where you start hopping around the room. If you look up slightly as well, it stretches the abdominals because it actually, the thigh attaches just above into your abdominal region just there. So stretching those will actually stretch your thigh a little bit more as well. Brilliant, right, let's just stretch up, last stretch. Really stretch up, really nice and high. I'm glad my actual headache has gone. Exercise does help it, it's the dopamine. So if you've got a minor headache, starting off warming up can actually make it go. But I wouldn't do it with a migraine. You might end up vomiting, or you would probably definitely collapse due to low blood pressure. And release. And thank you very much all for coming. I hope you really had a good time. I must admit, I enjoyed that one an awful amount. I really did. It was just so much fun. Just like the topic, just getting a bit younger, making yourself feel as though you can carpe diem, seize the day. Right, so I'll see you all after a good weekend. I'm going to hopefully have a nice birthday on Sunday, and I'll see you all on Monday for the next canned workout. It's going to be a different one. It's going to be an interesting one, hopefully. So I'll see you all later. Take care, all. Again, just for those people who missed it, I do have a Just Giving page for a charity event I am doing. I'm doing a 1 mile swim across Windermere. If you want to help me, please donate. I should have actually updated this slide a long time ago, but I haven't. If you consider donating, please do. If you don't want to donate, please consider sharing.
2, 1.
And the clock's run down.
Timer is complete.
If you share, you get the word out, and we'll make more money for the message, which is absolutely a fantastic charity. Thank you very much all, and I'll see you all later.